I'll get going then. Where are we at? There's sound, and I think I heard me. Yep, there's me. Right. Okay, yeah. Let's get this week of Resident Evil done, I guess. Hello, welcome back to Joyless Gaming and Resident Evil 3, and... I've not finished unlocking everything. I've got most of it, but... The only things left are the Infinite Assault Rifle and Infinite Pistol. But there's really only 2 challenges that give points remaining. And one of them's getting lots of kills, which can be done anyway. And the other one is getting the game finished on the highest difficulty, which is basically what I'm going to do tonight. Or at least try to. And hopefully it'll be quick, because I don't intend to fuck around. I'm just going to go in with everything I can use to help me. Fewer typewriters and item boxes, that's fine. No autosaves. That's the thing that's going to be tricky. Is figuring out when to save, because I should be alright, but you never know. And I don't crave a challenge, that's the problem. I just want to get all the achievements and challenges done. I say challenges, but they're just things to do. Even stronger than in Nightmare mode. Well, I mean, let's see how they stand up to a rocket launcher. What's gonna suck is this beginning section before I get access to a box. Anyway, seen that. Seen that. Seen that. Seen that. Seen that. Hmm.
Who could that be? Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Listen, you gotta get out of there.
What are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my...
Oh, hello.
What the hell is that thing? Gotta get out of here. What the hell? No way.
It's the ore store. Oh no, wait a minute, something else.
Jill, over here.
Light at the end of the alleyway.
You okay?
What was that? How did this all happen so fast?
I don't know. One fucked up thing always leads to another. It's like Arclay on steroids. Hey! Hey, wait! Down here! Damn it!
We've got to be dreaming. How could this many people be infected? Brad!
Chuck an A-frame at him. That'll do it. Get a gun. Get away. Ah, damn it.
Parking garage. Got it. Sir, are you alright?
Stay back! Don't come any closer!
Hey, come on. There's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety? I'm not going out there!
The parking garage isn't far. I can
The
take
only safe place is in here!
Generally, most of this starting section is designed to... Well, it's not designed to get you killed. Still causes concerns.
Shit!
And up we go. Ow.
Come on. Start, damn it! It's my turn, bitch!
Also, ow.
Hey! Fuckface!
Oh, it doesn't like that I
I
skipped.
think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here where?
That
My
hair
guys
is
just
still
converted
rendering
some
like
subway
shit.
cars into a shelter. It's safe.
I'm fine.
Personal space. Okay, I get it.
Incidentally, if anyone does watch this, and you're looking for Charlie dolls, I had trouble finding the last one, but it's actually up there.
Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know
First-
about that monster?
First proper full control part of the game, it's actually back up those stairs outside,
But it's no zombie.
between a couple of
It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that?
newspaper dispensary
No
things,
thanks. He's all yours.
newspaper vending machines or something.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands.
It's not hard to
The
find,
Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service.
but I never would have thought of going back up there.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? Look, you don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming? Come on, it's this way.
Why can't you run that fast later on, Carlos? Seen it.
Okay, first things first.
And their hair renders like shit.
Get you geared up. Head up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
I'm going to assume, based on the descriptions, that Inferno is arranged like Nightmare in terms of locations of enemies and items. Why not? It seems that the purchasable hit pouches load up here. At least for Jill. Anyway. Gun away, knife away. Rocket launcher. Let's take the dodge thing as well while we're at it. Yep. This is the life. Oh well. Bit more explosive than I realized. Funny thing is though, you are not intended to go in through there because there's a zombie blocking the door. That's right, no zombie in here. I think. My assumptions could get me killed if I make too many of them, but... Should be able to get this done quickly if, you know, I'm not stopping for guns and stuff. This is having got to the end of Inferno without any of these unlocks. And then like basically getting stuck on the final boss. I mean, it sort of says that a lot of the intended things of the difficulty is bullshit.
Is someone in here?
But still, you know, operable. It's the only progress point you need from bolt cutters. So I don't really care to play this on Inferno, shall we say, fairly. Because, yeah, it's the thing I found when I was playing on... I probably should have saved it, actually. I might regret not saving it. Oh, can I save it here? Was there a save point? Did they remove this save point? I imagine they might have removed... Nope, they didn't remove this one. Alright. First save, don't save more than 5 times, but I shouldn't have to. I'm just worried about having to do the first section of the game again, really.
Oh, it smells like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Just grab those to get rid of parasites if they happen.
Oh my god.
Yes, yes, I know. I think this is the only mandated use of the lockpick as well. Oh no, there's one later on. It's like the first and last use of the lockpick are the mandatory uses. Here's a weird thing I found too when testing earlier. It seems that the healing coins, the recovery coins, actually seem to keep pace with the damage done by the parasites.
Here we go.
So it might be possible that the way that the parasites work is that they just keep damaging your health until you die. But they damage it at a rate that the recovery coins can keep up with. It's a good thing I don't die to the rocket launcher. Do get hit by the fucking electricity though.
Time to get the hell out of here.
Yes. Besides, I mean, this isn't like the super pro gamer way of doing this, but it's pretty much the way the fucking developers intended.
Enjoy that.
It must be the way it was intended, because they only seem to have the S rank, they don't have an S+. I will have to do that again if I somehow die to Nemesis. Though I don't have to die to Nemesis. I also don't need the gun components. That's weird. Yeah, they don't seem to have the S+, they only have the S rank, and it doesn't matter if you use an infinite weapon. At least I found. It doesn't matter if you use an infinite weapon. Fucker.
I think this might be the building.
Just realized I probably didn't do the,
All right, where are we headed?
The train is stopped at Redstone Street. We need to reach Fox Park Station.
and SA.
Program that in.
Hey, I'm super cop. Consider it done.
Valid route confirmed.
Carlos.
Did I do the...
I finished inputting the subway route.
I don't think I did the quick run on... I was off stream where I did a
Hurry back to the station.
infinite rocket launcher run of Inferno. Not Inferno, of Nightmare. And I was just trying to get other challenges and stuff done.
What the fuck?
I managed to get the S rank and all that. It's like under an hour and a half. Because I wasn't going up a difficulty setting, I figured, stuff it, I'll just do it off stream. It's about getting stuff unlocked. Yeah, I'll get more space. I won't need to pick much up. It's only quest essential stuff. Well, I say quest. It's only, you know, essential things.
Nice job, Super Cop. I'm impressed.
We back in business. Come on, you creepy.
I feel fine. I think it was yesterday afternoon. Yeah, I was running and I managed to get it done quickly. That was it's coupled with trying to get, you know, kill challenges done because I just wanted to get points to unlock further things, and that's why I've got a bunch of other stuff unlocked. I don't even know if I need to bother with that hip pouch. I don't need to be running through this quite so quickly, but there isn't much point in taking it slowly. If I'm going to play it with an infinite rocket launcher and all of these coins helping me, I may as well do it quickly. Yep, definitely the far less frustrating way to play this. Of course, you could use some bunch of the other stuff that's not the, you know, there isn't all of the coins in that, but you can use some of the other things to make it a bit more fun to play. The ammo crafting thing is nifty. It basically doubles the amount of ammo created. Well, it seems to be. I mean, was testing it on Inferno, and I don't know if... I was testing it on... This is Inferno, I keep forgetting that. Okay, I was testing it on Nightmare. And I don't know if the crafting quantities are different on Inferno. But on Nightmare, you normally make 3 Magnum rounds, and I made 6. And the funny thing, as I think I said the other night, is that grenade crafting seems to not be changed across difficulty settings. You always seem to just make 3 grenades, but with the crafting thing, the ammo crafting thing, you actually make 6 grenades. Which is definitely useful. So yeah, you could walk around with like the easier dodging, because of course the fucking dodging is shitty anyway. Apparently not, though. I waited until after he was lunging at me.
It can use weapons?
Should have just shot it with the rocket launcher.
I gotta get out. Quick.
Of course, if you wanted to have some fun, you could also try playing with the Raiden. It's a fun thing. It's basically an electric magnum. And it only works if you hit weak points. As in, it doesn't do damage at all unless you hit a weak point. It's like the opposite of the rocket launcher. Rocket launcher does lots of damage in a big area. You don't need accuracy. Electric magnum, you need accuracy. As in, you absolutely need accuracy. Failure to be accurate will get you killed. I think I should be okay. I have a lot to redo if I,
All right. Let's do this. It's still kicking?
There we go. Turns out the game originally named after the Nemesis is so much easier when you don't actually have to fight the Nemesis. So this will end up being pretty short, I think, I hope. I think I'm going to save, actually.
If you're heading. Front of the shop, okay? The key's hanging on the wall.
It's because I've often had trouble with this section. I don't always have trouble with this section, but I've had trouble with it before. And I do have a rocket launcher, so that makes some parts of it easier, but it's a sequence of lots of dodging. there's no red herb. I've not paid attention to how many save rooms and item boxes there have been, because they seem to still be popping up at pretty much the same rate.
Rocket launcher? Really?
Okay, did okay. Another funny thing too, actually, there's no animation change with the rocket launcher equipped. So you don't see the scripted sort of walking around clutching her side, even if you're at full health. You don't see that because it doesn't change the animations with the rocket launcher equipped.
This is insane.
Jill! This way!
Beep beep. Boom.
Carlos, I know we didn't get off to a great start, but thanks for the save.
Hey, you saved my ass first. You're a hell of a lot braver than me.
Well, what matters is that we can get everyone out of the city now.
Yeah. You'll be safe.
What about you?
From the sound of it, I won't be catching the train.
Why not?
No, there'll be new orders. If it means I can help save the city, it's fine by me.
Alright. Mr. Hero. Basically, I would like to hopefully get my next save to be just before the wave thing in the hospital. That'll be save 3. If I can get away with that, then probably won't need many more What?
Oh, it's been a while. Subway's got to be clear of the city by now.
What?
Along with your
Functionality of what? What?
No, I mean, she's not like that. Hell, she's not like anybody.
What?
All right. Keep your heads.
What? What functionality? What do you want about?
Police station.
Is that the game or is that Windows?
It looks like a cemetery to me.
Not connected to wireless? Yeah, I'm not connected to wireless. I've got a fucking
Come get some.
cable.
It's open. Where'd that cop go?
Oh yeah, there's his
Don't care.
pouches.
Got a job to... If our intel's still worth a damn, then Bard's in the STARS office. Let's find him and take him into custody.
Yeah, I don't need any of this. I have... all I need right here.
Custody? I thought this was a rescue.
Carlos, take a look at this. I've located the STARS office. Remember, Bard had access to Umbrella's darkest secrets. He knows we'll try to keep him under our thumbs.
So this search and rescue mission is really more like find and detain. Right. Good to know.
I'll open the shutter so you can get through.
You stay here and find out what's been going on here at the station.
Call you if I find anything.
I wonder what happens if you...
Hey! Be careful.
Oh, it doesn't... okay.
Yeah. You too, man.
Lockpick and bolt cutters don't appear in the thing for Carlos because he's not supposed to use them. Otherwise, he'd actually be able to pick locks that only Jill is supposed to be able to open. Also, pay attention if you're playing on...
Couldn't have been a zombie.
playing on Nightmare or Inferno. You see Zombie Brad walking around out there. There's a zombie here that comes in.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a green herb instead of assault rifle ammo, huh?
Kind of fucked up shooting cops.
Stop here for this. Gotta remember the liquors. There are liquors. There are always fucking liquors. Is that a... oh, there isn't a herb there. I seem to recall being accosted by a liquor there when I was doing my run yesterday afternoon. Boom and boom. Boom.
One at a time, take a number.
Boom. One of these is a... yeah, I'll take that. Just so I have one.
This asshole.
Fucking pale heads with tentacle heads. Pale tentacle heads.
This'll take some time. Look around, see if you can find anything useful.
There's nothing in here. Really, is there? Okay. Crawling out of the wreckage.
Am I the only one who made it? No.
Wish you knew why it was all of the shadows and hair and all that sort of stuff ends up being so jagged and pixelated. What is it that the fucking consoles are doing that doesn't? Oh, yep, they're both here. If you missed a shotgun and grenade launcher, they're both here. Awesome. I don't want to save here, though, do I? And that's just a corpse that's on fire that explodes.
Walker's still alive. I can't stay here.
Escape the creature. It's another thing that makes it all seemingly go by really quickly is skipping all the cutscenes. If you get the game done in the minimum amount of time.
Right, let's do this.
I feel good about that.
Carlos, you still there?
That's why I don't care about using
You
things
gotta
like this.
crap out on me now? God damn it.
That's why I don't mind about using things like this, because there's 4 shots. 4 shots and he's down. I don't mind using these things. I feel no shame. Frankly, because of how obnoxious the stuff in this game has been, I don't care. It doesn't, like I said, started on hardcore, went back to standard, and it still felt like shit.
Be okay. I promise. Tyrell.
Should be liquor in here. Liquor's on the ceiling. Did you hear that? He doesn't have time for it. You still got, yep.
Welcome to the office of Dr. Nathaniel Bard. Please state your business clearly into the intercom.
Blip. I think now is when I encounter the hunter. Yep, there it is. Thank you.
Jesus Christ!
We still need zombie kills after all. This is an annoying kind of loop, this hospital section.
All I wanted to know was what the documents were doing in your office in the first place.
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. I'm the best biologist you'll ever...
It's not skippable, this bit.
Bard. Tyrell.
That is.
Is it here? All right, Joe. Hang tight. T?
Is there a... Why do I keep expecting something to come around there? Is that on standard? I'm confusing the difficulty settings now.
You're gonna be okay, Joe. Better grab some gear.
Right.
Sounds like there's a lot of them out there.
And I'm gonna save. Third save, this bit. Then there's Jill's bits downstairs, and most of that should be fine.
Okay, now the fun shit begins.
I know it's not actually killing the ones that are standing there because they're invincible, but they don't even come in. It's the spawning points. are outside the window, so if you hit them out there, you can get them before they come in. Well, some of them. Some of them, at least, it seems you can hit. Either that or it's just because I'm killing them so quickly. You don't notice when they're having to... When you kill them so quickly and effectively...
Oh, come on.
Find the breaker. It must be somewhere.
Oh, wait a minute, there's another pouch in here. Haha, hit the vase. Incidentally, saving before this was not because I was deathly afraid that this section would get me killed. It's just that it's a point that's roughly... I don't know, it's probably more than halfway through the game. It's just I hadn't saved in a bit. And it's a landmark bit. Sort of like... Like, oh yeah, that bit. Pretty sure there's a hunter that shows up. Isn't there a hunter that shows up? Hello.
Explodey way it is.
It already was the explodey way.
I'm on it.
Wait a minute, why am I worried about my health? This is the last time you play as Carlos.
Not even close. But at least it's over. I'm coming back.
Right, I'm gonna let these run nature calls and all that. Back in a minute.
Vaccine's the real deal.
Good.
You going somewhere?
You damn right.
What do you think you're gonna do? Whole city's about to be microwaved.
Come on, man. Call the government. Tell them we found a cure. You stall for time.
Ballsy motherfucker.
Jill. Thank God you're okay. I've got good news. It's over now. The city's safe.
It's okay. He's not playable for the rest of the game. You can shoot him. Right. Got all my stuff. Yeah. I'm a professional.
Guess I'm not talking you out of this.
Wait a minute. Is there a...
Facilities underground.
No, it's just the,
This hospital. I've lost contact with Carlos.
This must be the way underground.
Mm-hmm. Jill, please. Wrong way.
How is it no one in the hospital ever noticed all this?
Well, somebody did, and she was threatened with, you know, stuff.
I must admit, I respect your tenacity. But I'm afraid our games end here.
You think this is over?
Of course he does, he's the bad guy. He feels like he's got the upper hand despite how obvious it should be by now that he's unprepared. There's a tip for anyone who's playing on Inferno or Nightmare. You're worried about that. You can get it from here, so you don't have to go down the ladder and deal with it.
Dead end. No, wait.
Does look like they've actually removed some items from... Like there's no red herb there. That's still actually there on Nightmare. Which is... It's kind of strange because... The, I guess I haven't been paying attention, but there seem to be... same number of item boxes. Maybe I've just been paying very little attention. Maybe the safe rooms are still safe. Also, anyone else wanting tips and, like, not having to run it themselves to find these things out? Nothing in there. Oh, there might be, like, a gunpowder or something. I forget. No, nothing. But there's also... like, there's no enemies there. There's... Gamma and dogs down there. But there's nothing in there. So you can actually just run away. And run to the ladder and get on the ladder. And avoid all of them. And it's fine.
Here goes.
And on the Nightmare Inferno, the hunter shows up afterwards. It's actually there before you get the fuse. Normally. Jill, please. What's he building in there? Also, incidentally, the recovery coins, these ones, they don't count as recovery items, so you can actually have them equipped and still get the I might need these later achievement for only using one healing item. And it is only one. You have to use one. It's to get rid of the parasites for the first time.
Sure you don't need to stop?
Stop and do what?
I suppose if you wanted to, you could try playing the rest of the game with parasites and the recovery coins.
Let's get this
But
done.
you wouldn't be able to move. In fact, I don't think you can even dodge when you're like that. Also, fun little detail, if you don't read the document that tells you what you need to make the vaccine, when she picks up the items, she just says, maybe I can use this. She talks like she knows what she's talking about when... Oops. When she's read the document.
Override complete.
I might be able to use this to synthesize the vaccine.
Like so. Ah, there was a pale tentacle head.
This must be what powers it. These are tyrants.
Didn't get the other line about, is this where they're made? Oh. I'll have that. Can't be too careful.
Okay, this looks like I might be using vaccine development.
So I gotta remember that certain animations are invincible while they're still going through them. Though sometimes not necessarily invincible, but they're invincible then because they should have already been dead. But it's like it's like Birkin in Stage 3 Birkin in Resi 2. You can stun lock him with acid rounds, but you have to wait for him to finish an animation cycle to keep him stun locked. He still takes damage during it, but he doesn't take the stun from the acid rounds. Mid, high, low. Yep, that's how that works. All seen that. Well, by now, I imagine. It's been out for nearly a week. I've seen it several times. I'm going to save here, just in case. And the last save will be before the last boss, just in case.
What in God's name is this place?
But this should be fine. I mean, last time I did this with the rocket launcher, I didn't even have the damage coins. Seems that makes it do a lot more damage. And here we go.
Jill, is that you?
Already. Yep.
Jill!
Fantastic.
Crane, use it to climb up.
Ah.
Nikolai, where did you go? I have to get that vaccine back.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, considering how well that went, I don't think I actually need to save here. Mainly because I could get through that fight again so quickly. Not because this one's not gonna fuck me over, because I'm pretty sure it'll fuck me over at some point.
Now
I'll still have to do the thing 3 times, of course, because... Seen that. Yeah, it does actually take a little bit for the
Go ahead! I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
healing to get you back to full.
You think I don't know how to fuck you up?
Alright. You get barely any time.
I am sick of your shit.
Yep, me too. See the shit? That's the shit. That's the shit right there. It's the shit that everyone's sick of. What did it say about you could also take aim? And pressing, what is it?
What in God's name is this place?
The game's actually loading too fast for me to read the loading screen tips. Oh, yeah, that's right. 1 hit was enough. Oh yeah, then he has to do that. I love how effective that is.
Why? Where did you go?
It doesn't take much to get through that, so yeah, there's no point saving again. I mean, shit, I did almost... Actually, there's another healing item. Did almost have it, and just had to do his bullshit of I can hit you 3 times before you can dodge, and you gotta, like, if you didn't dodge the first time, and then you gotta keep dodging anyway, because fuck you.
Opening compartment.
Now we're talking.
Don't have to aim it, actually, but... whatever. What? When since when does he do that? Oh, and he was... I thought he was aiming for the other side. That fucker. Load of shit. It's this way. Did I already pick up that one? I did.
What in God's name is this place?
That's what I mean. Is like all of this stuff and the actual final boss fight is still fucking bullshit.
Jill,
I do like that though.
Nikolai, where did you go? I have to get that vaccine back.
But yeah, he still ends up fucking you over with the things where if you don't successfully dodge the first one, and then of course successfully dodge every subsequent one because we just keep machine gunning these attacks at you. It's irrelevant because it's you that once, even with all this extra defense and shit, still locks you into things that will kill you. Jill, fucking hell. You're gonna get grabbed, aren't you? You're gonna get grabbed because you're right next to him when he gets up.
Go ahead! I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
It's like you're not allowed to fuck up, despite the fact that apparently the developers are allowed to fuck up in designing this system. Oh, and there comes that shit. Fuck you, cunt. Sick of your bullshit.
Come on! Next time, take the fucking hit! Good riddance.
Yeah, okay. Yes, it just turns out no matter what, that boss fight's always shit. Now, don't fuck me, video game.
Hey, I told you I couldn't leave you in a Carlos's world. That would just be too cruel.
Yeah.
Jill, you all right?
There it is.
finally over.
So long, Marcy.
I felt empty and cold as the heat from the blast washed over us.
You and me both, Jill.
All this death wasn't caused by a monster-making virus.
Yep. Well. Well, yeah, that went about as well as I expected or hoped. Rather, strangely enough, rather like the Nightmare run. The only problem, once you know what you're doing, even when you know what you're doing, the only problem is that last boss fight. It just seems fucking stupid. And I suppose the thing is, for anyone who would... The usual thing about, having done something like this, it's like it's not an accomplishment. Well, it isn't really an accomplishment, but then again, I don't think you should feel good about yourself if you did this without any of the assistance. Because you really have wasted a lot of time to do something that isn't that impressive. It's just stupid. It's, reminds me of stuff from when I was on forums for another game, multiplayer game, years ago. The thing that, oddly enough, hardcore players in particular didn't like was stuff that trivialized the content, despite the fact that the entire aim of the way they played the game was to trivialize the content, to make it as easy as possible, make themselves as powerful as possible, and then complain that the game isn't hard enough. So, I hate that attitude, because you just want something to brag about. And your brag is about beating a video game rather than actually accomplishing something. And more to the point, first point, actually, yeah, that rocket launcher definitely trivializes most of the game. But then again, most of the game isn't too much of a problem. Like I said, between the 3 difficulties I've played the game on properly... Actually, I technically played on assisted properly as well, but, that doesn't really count. But between standard, hardcore, and nightmare, you play it properly, and most of the game is not too much of a problem. Unless you want to get it done quickly, in which case you're going to have to hope that you get perfect dodges. You're going to have a bloody hard time getting perfect dodges when you want them. But the that rocket launcher, this is the second point, the rocket launcher clearly doesn't trivialize that last boss fight. It certainly makes it doable, far more so than having to destroy each individual pus bulb thing. That, that prolongs the fight, needing to do that. You need to be able to dodge all the fucking time, and it's mostly shit. And you get the rocket launcher in there, it makes popping all of those things easier, but it doesn't... It speeds it up. It doesn't trivialize it. Because to trivialize it would mean you just fire the rocket launcher and the fight's over. And what do you still have to do? You still have to do all 3 things. You still have to dodge attacks that are going to come out before you can actually hurt the, flesh pus bulbs, whatever. The weak points, the acid spitting shit. Whatever you want to call them. The sacks, if you like. They don't take much even on the high difficulty. That's why they give you the burst pistol, because if you can get a perfect dodge and lock onto one of those things, a burst will pop it. So having the rocket launcher speeds that up, but it doesn't trivialize it because it still has... And I had the defense items and the regenerating items, and it still meant that if I got hit by one of his stupid fucking things, and then I was then subsequently unable to dodge any follow-ups because you can't do anything, you get fucked. And so across the 3 difficulties that I played it on properly, quote-unquote properly, well, without any unlocks to help me, I had the same complaints, and it was almost always to do with that damn dodge system. That just doesn't fucking work the way it should, or when you want it to. I even wrote a bloody blog post about it, and how I reckon if it just sort of universally had some more practical application, and then if you timed it perfectly, you could make it hard to time perfectly if its default base use was effective, but you got, say, a perfect roll because you timed it right, you get a perfect dodge roll thing, and that's when you get the lock-on follow-up, and you could give it a guaranteed critical hit or something like that. But then you have functionality for general use, and if you have skill or luck, you get extra functionality. But it basically doesn't have default functionality, except in some of the Nemesis fights, where if he's doing something with a wind-up, you can dodge early, and it gets you out of the way of the thing he's winding up for. But otherwise, you have this weird thing of where do you time the dodge? Do you need to already be dodging when he starts swinging at you? Or do you start dodging when the thing actually hits you, and then somehow that activates the... I don't know. It doesn't have any consistency to it. In that last fight, those fucking big tentacle slap things, it seems like you have to dodge after you've got hit, which is very strange. So, yeah, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to talk about trivializing the content, which I don't know if people use that term anymore, trivializing it. Maybe it was just the particular people on that forum. The developers are the ones who really trivialized your time and your investment in this game, as well as trivializing the content, because if the dodge mechanic worked too well, I guess, or too effectively, then you could just keep dodging everything. But by the same token, they are offering you things to make it easier. And I dare say, if they even play-tested Inferno difficulty, it was with the unlocks. It's like it's designed with the intent that you use some of them. Maybe not the infinite rocket launcher. Maybe you just use the infinite, other weapons. Pistol and assault rifle or something like that, so you don't have to worry about ammo. Or maybe you just use the dodge thing to make the dodge easier because, hey, we sold you a solution to a problem we created. It's just a good thing they didn't charge real money for it. Anyway. Yeah, I'm basically feeling like if I get these last achievements, aside from getting a few more kills, maybe to finish off the, 2,000 enemies killed challenge thing for the last bit of points to get all the unlocks, I'm basically done with this. Maybe I'll play Resistance again at some point over this weekend or something, but I'm pretty much... I'm kind of over it. Yes, I crammed a lot of it into this week, but... So there's nothing different. I finished it on Inferno, there's nothing different at the end. Not a better idea of what that's supposed to be a hint of. Dominator and Jill Valentine, because I got an S rank. Hour and 8. Basically, it looks like a speedrun time. Except speedrunners do it without all the unlocks. And they'd be retrying that last boss fight a lot. They wouldn't be getting that first time every time. Oh dear. So yeah. So long, RC. So that's what the last two achievements were for. There wasn't an achievement for getting all the challenges done. There was one for that in Resi 2, but I guess they just changed it to be the Jill Valentine one. Oh no, I got the one Zombies Fear. Okay. That's all of them then. That's all of the challenges complete, yeah, because I got the So Long RC. Yeah. Just killed so many zombies. And that's why these have got 0 points, because all the other challenges up to this point give you enough points to unlock everything. Which means... There we are. Everything unlocked. Concept art. There was only one of these I didn't have, I think. That one. But models, there were a bunch of these at the start of the thing. Yep. These 3? Yeah. Yeah, no others, just these ones. Last escape. Look at all the jiggles. And Carlos has got jiggles too. Carlos and his pixelated hair and beard. Ah, dear. Yeah, so, well, I mean, that was certainly a thing. Is it a final point to anyone who might want to... Oh, you'd feel like so much more accomplished if I actually finished it on Inferno without any of the things. No, not really. Because I didn't really get much out of finishing Nightmare. Except for the last boss fight on, you know, without any assistance. Went and unlocked some stuff just to get through that boss fight because it's bullshit. It's not the kind of thing where you feel accomplished afterwards. I mean, maybe some weird people do, but I don't. When something is that frustrating, getting it done basically makes me hate it even more because I realized I've just wasted a whole bunch of time on something that was pointless and unfun. Bloody hell. Well, that's me done for this. So this was a bit earlier than usual, and I'm done fairly quickly, so I'm okay with that. I'm pretty much done with this game. Maybe some Resistance some of the night, maybe other things. I've got to find other things to get into or get back into. Otherwise, yeah, hopefully this was useful if you wanted this as a guide for how to run through your essential things. I mean, speedrunners have already been working on this sort of thing, I'm sure. But, whatever. See everybody next time. Whenever, for whatever. Thanks for watching, if you did. And, bye for now.